Big Ben got all the clicks today. You don't fear him just sitting in the pocket and picking you apart. Okay, Big Ben. Here is the retort. ESPN has passer rating in the pocket dating back to 2009. Lamar Jackson pocket passer rating from 2018 to 2022. So a 3-year sample size, okay? So this includes the good Lamar, the great Lamar in the MVP year, and the good year following that, and the injury-prone years, correct? When he was so bad, okay? 97.9. Big Ben, soon to be Hall of Famer, considered a top-tier QB, wasn't the most mobile, was a statue, so predominantly a pocket passer from 2009 to 2021, 94.2. Okay, so again, the narratives are going to stop or not. And if you want to go deeper, we could go QBR in the pocket. If you don't like passer rating, if you think that's a flawed metric, okay, we could go even more advanced and go QBR. QBR in the pocket, same time frame. 64.9 for Lamar, 63.4 for the two-time sexual assaulter, allegedly, Big Ben. Again, they keep giving you narratives. They just don't like him. Why can't Big Ben say he's not my type of quarterback? Now, again, that would be problematic in his own way, but he can wiggle his way out of that than saying a trope like, you don't fear him just sitting in the pocket and picking you apart. Well, Big Ben, you're allegedly going to be a Hall of Famer because you were picking people apart in the pocket. That was one of your strengths, correct? You didn't really have a lot of mobility, but you had escapability in terms of being able to move and sometimes just fight off sacks and stay in the pocket and make the throw. So Lamar doing that same thing you claim he's not to be feared in, he's better at you than that. So then what are we saying here? Were you not to be feared, Big Ben? Someone that has multiple Super Bowls, that is going to be a Hall of Famer, you have less stats than the guy you're saying no one should be afraid of in the pocket. So therefore, we should damn well be afraid of you in the pocket, right? Is that what you're saying, Big Ben? Is that the type of time you're on? Because the analytics are here. Men lie, women lie, numbers don't, right? This whole league has become all about analytics and metrics and so on and so forth. But yet everyone keeps saying lazy analysis. These tropes that they keep regurgitating. He has a problematic running style. But when we bring up his running stats and compare them with other players who do the same thing, it bears out that he's no more injured than most QBs who run. They bring up completion percentage and inaccuracy. There are numbers that show he has a better completion percentage than Josh Allen, and he's right behind Mahomes. Each time we do this, we keep just going out and pulling receipts and saying, here, no matter what information you give them, they just take the data and throw it away. Which means you just don't like him. I would respect someone that comes out here and just says, I don't like Lamar Jackson as a quarterback. He wouldn't be my type as a prototype QB. Cool. Done. Hard stop. End of story. But yet and still, we keep getting tropes in narratives that lack analysis, that lack understanding, that lack facts. And now we're getting it from someone who has dodged rape charges, allegedly, multiple, who wasn't thought of to be this QB savant. Big Ben wasn't held in regard of Aaron Rodgers. He wasn't held in regard of Peyton Manning. He wasn't held in regard of Tom Brady. He was just a big dude that lumbered around and had a good arm until it went numb, which was the better part of the back half of his career. And then he was trash and didn't know when to walk away and held that franchise back for a couple of years at the end there. The thing that's so frustrating about the Lamar discourse is there are reasonable criticisms of his game. One could bring up his ongoing struggles versus the blitz, for example, but people just kind of lean on the same tired tropes, all of which have been disproven. And if you watch Mina Kimes or you follow her content, there's very few people in the game who I trust over her. She knows what she's talking about. You can, try to discredit her because of the fact that she's a woman and that she's a minority woman on top of that, so a double minority. But the fact of the matter is that when you watch her analysis and she breaks it down, you see what she's talking about. It's not just a trope. It's not just lazy. It's not any of that. And even though, if you follow along with me, and she's even said Lamar has even gotten better against the blitz. But if you want to talk about the totality of his career, there is a thing with him against the blitz. But according to, these people, they just keep bringing up all these other tropes. Again, all of which have been disproven. Obviously, Bill Barnwell from the Four Letter Network came up with the stats. And then people try to point out the stats and try to act like the stats weren't hitting. And he's pointing out that Lamar has been good enough in the pocket to be comparable with a QB who built a Hall of Fame career there in the pocket. And just under 93% of Roethlisberger's passes from 2009 to 2021 came from within the pocket. So he was a predominantly pocket passer from the same time frame where these stats are based off of. These stats are based off of him predominantly being in the pocket, and Lamar is still better than him. With the ratio of Lamar running the passing the way that it's skewed, he is still better in the pocket than the person who spent almost 93% of his time there. Understand the data and the metrics we have here. The perch that Big Ben is on is ridiculous, okay? It's ridiculous. This is a lazy trope. Words matter here. You have to choose your language, choose your words carefully. If you're going to get into this media thing and do podcast and be the former athlete analysis gig, which is an easy lane and it's wide open, you can make some easy money in that lane. The industry is full of them. If you're going to do it, you got to do better than this because you're going to get roasted. And when you have the history that he has, no network's going to touch him. Well, at least no credible one anyway.